David, welcome to the 2019 Digital Pharma East Conference in Philadelphia.
Thank you for having me.
That's our pleasure. Online health communities are a growing trend with no end in sight. How does Health Union create online health communities that resonate with patients?
You know, the simple answer is that we focus on patients and people first, and we do that by trying to meet them where they are in their patient journey. The more complicated version of that is when we launch a community, we start about a year out doing environmental analyses, social listening, and all kinds of qualitative and quantitative research. And what we're trying to uncover is unique patient stories. And so unique patient stories that we can grow into like a segmented content strategy. Because what I found over time is when I was in pharmaceuticals, I was always looking for that one message that resonated with the most amount of people. And what I found is there really is no one message. To connect and make people relate with your content, you have to have a unique message that reaches each one of them individually.
That makes a lot of sense. What are some of the critical components of these online health communities that ensure patient engagement?
You know, I think the first thing is a culture. We have a culture where we listen, we learn, and we engage. And it all starts with our community team. So our community team is kind of like an editorial staff that looks after each one of the communities. And each one of our platforms or communities is staffed with both a content manager who creates a segmented content strategy, but also an engagement manager who not only looks at time on site and clicks and things like that, but they create a moderation and a moderation strategy that makes sure that we try and acknowledge people and support them and let them know that they're in a caring environment. And I think when you reach people with unique content and you touch them a little bit as a person, they can relate much more. And that really drives engagement and drives people to come back to our websites over and over again.
Excellent. David, why is an engaged patient audience important for pharmaceutical companies?
It's a question I've been working on since 2001 when I started in DTC. And I was thinking about it yesterday. I saw a presentation by Google where they said that contextually relevant information in advertising is 3 times more effective. And I was thinking about that overnight, and when I was at ComScore, we measured probably about 200 plus pharmaceutical campaigns and websites, unbranded, branded, etc. And what I walked away from there with was that it's not just contextual relevance, but it's also education that really matters. And I saw that pharmaceutical campaigns did much better when they were on content that educated people. And now I'm kind of involving that when I'm at Health Union and the experiences I've had here to realize it's not just that organic, contextually relevant information. It's what we were just talking about. It's the ability to impact people. So you can educate somebody, right? You can touch their mind. But when you can touch them personally and create a supportive community where they feel safe, you end up creating more right moments. And it's when you touch their mind and their heart, that's when you can really help to create action. And to allow a pharmaceutical company to be in on that experience, whether it's their advertising or their programs, it's a pretty powerful experience.
I love that, fostering that personal connection. So let's move on to output. What types of data are generated by Health Union's online health communities?
You know what I like to always say internally, we mine. It's a mining story. We mine only gold. There's no bedrock, right? There's no bedrock to sort through because we put out about 5,000 pieces of content a year to reach people uniquely and individually. And within that, about 85% of our readers are diagnosed and or caregivers. So in the end, all of the information that we get of all the visitors, all the discussions, there's over 500,000 discussions a year off of that content, we're able to mine, and it's all gold in the end. And then when you add on top of that, not just the behavioral information or the social listening, you add in the market research that we do, quantitative, qualitative, and the advisory boards and things like that. We have and then you add on a little bit of the public health information that we have from our community team. It's just incredible amounts of data that we haven't even begun to realize.
Outstanding. And finally, David, let's talk about the end game. How can these data be used by pharma companies?
In the end, I think the biggest thing is that we help people be smarter and to make smarter decisions. We help ourselves be smarter with the data that we have and engaging people. on a daily basis. But I think our partners can engage sufferers in a more meaningful way when they partner with us and they understand a lot of the insights that we can bring to them.
Very good. David, thank you for sharing your expertise with us at Digital Pharma East.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.